So what we're doing here is we're making a cucumber salad. Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living! So this is a second variation. Okay, so once you have your cucumber salad, now it's set in there all day long in the vinegar, and it has no herbs except for the cilantro and the radishes, which added a very peppery taste to it, and I did that on purpose. So tonight what I'm going to be adding is I'm going to be adding some fresh tomatoes. You can see the vine right off the vine, and I'm going to be adding a little bit of leek and a little bit of leek. And my mother went to Sam's Club with me, and she bought us some delicious avocados. So she paid a lot of money for them. It's like she got 5 avocados for $6. Way more money than we've ever spent in our lives. But still, it's a very special treat because this one is perfectly ripe. And let me show you. You would never do this unless you feel very comfortable with yourself. Okay, so you just go like this. Because even chefs get cut. Be careful. I'm not a chef, but I have been cut plenty of times. You twist, you see how beautiful and ripe that avocado is? That's what you want. We're going to use this small portion here, and we're going to leave the pit in. If you leave the pit in, it helps retain its freshness, and it prevents it from getting this brown on the top. Now, a friend of mine named Lion stated that what happens if it's black here? Well, what you could do is you could physically either scrape it off like this, or you could cut that off. You don't have to eat that black part. It's not going to hurt you. It's just oxidized. Okay, so I have some lemons, and I'll be taking care of that in a minute. All right, so for right now, we're going to get a bowl for this. I got to be careful because right underneath me is the dog. I'm going to put this in the bowl, and then we're going to get our cutting block and cut all these vegetables. I just love these new bamboo boards I bought. I mean, they're cute looking, and they just don't stain like the other ones. Okay, now everything's been washed, but just in case, we're just gonna rush it like that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to dice this, and I'm gonna cut it like that, and I'm gonna cut it again. So it's like slivers. That's a little hard if you have a very, very ripe tomato, because the entire tomato will just fall apart on you. So you just want to do that. And this is just for me tonight. Anita, you want some salad? So my wife has already eaten, so she doesn't need it. What we're going to do next is you can do this on the board. And just what you're doing is as you're using your knife, and you're just feeling the skin on the bottom of the knife. Now what some people do is they do it in their hands. If you do it in your hands, be careful that you don't cut yourself. Okay? But if you don't feel comfortable with that, you could simply do this. Go out all the way through, and you're cutting the skin on one side. Then take your fingers, your thumb, and just simply squeeze the avocado out of it. Now this is a lot of avocado, and I'm going to be taking some of this, not this entire dish tonight, but this is another variation you can do. There's so many variations that you can do with avocados and cucumbers. So we're just going to mix that in there like that, and I have to pick on something from the floor. I think the dogs eat my avocado. Okay, once you've rinsed your spoons out, grab everything in there, and while I finish my second portion of my meal, I'm going to let this all sit in the vinegar in the refrigerator. And I can already see that the vinegar has saturated the cucumber, so it's going to be really a delicious meal. Now some people, you can put salt on this. I'm skipping salt today. You can put on Italian dressing. You could use all kinds of herbs in there to make it yours. Oh, we forgot the leek. So here's the leek. Actually, this is an onion. This is an onion flower. And what I did is I cut the flower off and I kept the base. Let's see what it tastes like. Well, it's a little what I call, it's tough. So this would be great in a soup. Don't think it's going to work tonight. This is a real onion from my garden, and we're just going to cut a little bit. We're going to use this. We're not going to throw that away. I'm just going to cut a little bit from the bottom. And watch what I do is, you cut it into the onion like this. And then when you cut it, it all comes out into little pieces. Okay, so everything's all flayed out, and then you can grab your piece like that. We won't do too much onions because it's already have a lot of other flavors in there. And then we just mix it again together. And my wife uses even more vinegar than I'm using. Nothing else. You can use balsamic vinegar, you can use any kind of vinegar you want. It's just you want to use the highest quality vinegar because it's going into your body. Alright, so that's basically done. Now, that takes care of this portion. I'm going to probably add some beans and rice and make another meal with something else so I can round off my dinner. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. So I got these a couple days ago at Trader Joe's, and what's cool about them is they're individual packs. Let's see, I can show you. So you see I can save this one, it's perfectly sealed for another day. And this right here is the ingredient panels on the other side. So each container is 3 ounces. And it says it serves 5. So it's a little more difficult to be able. So I'm going to use is probably half this block here. I really like House Food Extra Firm tofu, but I was trying to try this out. Okay, so it's got 9 grams of protein for 3 ounces. It says serving size 3 ounces, serving per container is 5, but that's for both blocks. Okay, so now I'm going to peel this off today, maybe not today. And remember, it's going to be in water, so you need to catch that water. Say a cup like this, for example. And then we're going to have to put this away. Okay, so drain as much as you can out, and then see what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to cut it in half again. Now this is, we're going to save this because we don't need this part. And then what we're going to do here is we're just going to make little blocks. They don't have to be perfectly even, but you know, if you like tofu and you want to be precise about it, you can do that. You can make it perfect. Okay, so then you just take it and you lay it on top like this. and then you'll mix that tofu in the vinegar and all those other flavors. I'm going to take this, I'm going to show you what I do with that. My wife and my mom already had a very good kitchen by the time I started being vegan. So I have a small container. These are normally the containers I have, the size. You can see the difference. Okay, and then you put fresh water in it. And if you change this water every day, then this will remain fresh. But if you don't, then it starts getting cloudy and it doesn't taste as good. Put this away in the fridge. Okay, then we remix this. Using the spoons, and you can see now it's a full salad. Oh well, we don't want any of it to disappear, so you gotta pick it up. Okay. And sometimes I take the spoon, this is where it's got holes in, but this one I take the spoon and I just put on the vinegar on top of the other sections. Alright, well that's the meal for the night. Bon appetit! I think that belongs to someone else. So come and see us again and we'll make another delicious salad together. Have a good day!
If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.